Mix Martinez-Reyna, we have been talking about working with immigrant youth, and I want to go down a similar but slightly different road in talking about youth who are undocumented. That has to be a very challenging experience for a young person to be in the midst of in so many different ways. Can you speak to what it's like to do youth ministry with that population?
Yeah, it's hard to know who is undocumented and who is not, because sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they were brought here to the United States when they were babies or when they were little. And so they really didn't think about it till it was time to start thinking about college, or it was time to a teacher or someone said, we still need your social security number or your birth certificate. And so parents are, there are parents who share from the beginning, like, well, you don't have that. We don't have that. We're immigrants. And so from the beginning, they know, but I have actually experienced a young person who did not know that he was undocumented. And so the trauma of finding out that I'm not going to college was one of the things that I experienced with this young person. Because this young person was learning Mandarin, was excited to be doing all kinds of stuff, was looking at community college, and to find out that that's not going to happen was very crushing for this young person that had straight A's, that always did everything right, and it was like, this is so not fair. And that's when DACA came in, and it was sort of a DACA being the deferment action to grant young people who have been here the ability to go to school. And it was like, there is a way, like you have an opportunity to do it. And to see and that realize that, and that I can do it. And so this young person has now graduated from TWU, Texas Women University, in social service work. And it's like, I was able to do this, right? And eventually got married, had to go back to Mexico, and then we started the immigration process, and all is well. But all is not always well for young people. And so that's why when I speak of, when we talk about college is coming, senior high is an exciting time, it's not always so for young people, because those opportunities are not always there. Another immigrant that I worked with, student, was disappointed that he just could not go on some trips because we were going south. And so we decided to change some of our trips so we could go north, understanding that south just wasn't an opportunity for him.
South
So
into,
instead of
into
south
Mexico?
of the border into Texas, even Houston was a little dicey because there are checkpoints all around the southern area of and so we ended up going to the Appalachian Service Project as opposed to just going south of, and so we have to rethink how and where we're going to be able to do things in order to be able to support them and to help them. So it's definitely a different population to work with, and they do carry a lot of trauma. Now, the young people who have come here and remember what it was to be on a boat or to be on a tire looking at the sky while the water around them was moving, to remember what it was to be laying down with a lot of other people while they were being transported. Those are traumas that they don't talk about until maybe you'll be at a lock-in and they'll come out, and and it hits you like, oh my God, this person is telling me about his trip, and he's actually remembering when he was like 7 or 8 and he's 10 now. And how do you deal with those traumas and those challenges, which I have learned through spiritual direction, that we create sort of some memory thing that they can draw, that they can try to release, or that they can speak to someone in the congregation who you could trust that will be a safe person for them. And so it is definitely different. And a lot of it you don't know right off the bat until you start to be in a relationship with them and their families, that you come to find out why they're not going on those trips, why this person's bummed about school, and sometimes why they give up. Like, what's the point of finishing high school if it's not gonna matter? So I just rather quit school and go work with my uncle or go do whatever. And there's value in saying, well, let's finish high school just because it is a goal that everyone should have the opportunity to learn. And then we can look at what's next together. And that word together, we could sit down and figure it out together. sort of helps them alleviate some of that load that they feel that they've been carrying, the secret, this thing that they cannot share for fear of being signaled out, or for fear of even sharing a family secret. The person who's taking care of me is not my mom. It's a friend of the family. It's an aunt. It's a grandmother. It's someone they sent me here to have a better life with. And those are secrets that you find out sometimes that leaves you kind of stunned, like, oh my God, now it makes sense.
Yeah. Too young to carry such heavy burdens, but I imagine the level of resilience in a lot of these young people.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I am in amazement, and I tell them, I am just, I admire you because you carry this and you still go on living. Every day you wake up and you live, every day you wake up and you go to school, every day you wake up and you help your siblings while your parents work 2-3 jobs. Like, you need to pat yourself on the back because you're awesome. And I think that even doing that and reminding them how amazing they are when they're feeling so crappy and so like, oh, nothing's gonna matter, does make a huge difference in their lives.
Yeah.